does it mean to be unstoppable?
Charging straight into the action there.
Unstoppable is a celebration of character.
This is the definition of Iron Man as they go up and around.
When all is against you, you keep going.
They find something deep inside him.
When being knocked down is just the moment before you get back up.
That is unbelievable.
When others say you can't, but you know you can. Never give up.
She salutes the crowd and grabs the tape, and what a winner was.
Witness the unstoppable, the Nutri-Grain IronMan and IronWoman series.
Welcome back to Kurrawa Beach for round 3 of the Nutri-Grain IronWoman series. In the thick of the action today will be the great Candice Warner, and now with the critical surf and weather report.
Thanks, Phil. I'm down here on the water's edge of Kurrawa Beach, the home of Ironman and Ironwoman racing. And I can tell you, well, there's not a lot of swell here today. It's looking at around a 2 to 3 foot wave, which does mean some exciting and close racing. We're looking at a max of 26 degrees and the water temperature at about 25 degrees, which is warm for these athletes. We are expecting some strong gusts of wind later, but nothing will stop these Ironmen and women. On days like this, you're going to have to put your money on someone like a Georgia Miller. And of course, how can you go past Ali Day? Boys, who are you liking?
Oh, Josh Minogue, that is a tough call, because the whole concept of this is management. And Lana Rogers and Ali Day are very good at that. In this case, of course, we see Lana in action shortly. And two-time Nutri-Grain IronWoman champion who has really had a dominance in this series without winning every race.
Rogers is up and away. Rogers is up and away. Georgia Miller goes after her. Rogers is going to put an exclamation mark on a huge summer. She celebrates, comes across the line. She wins the series. She wins the round. She's the champion. Lana Rogers is the best we've seen.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I definitely put a lot less pressure on myself going into Nutri-Grain series. So I'm looking forward to it, and we're finally racing in the States, so that should be really exciting for the series. I don't put any pressure on myself for Nutri-Grain. It's a lot different to my prep for the Coolangatta Gold, so I'm going in thinking positive and free and just trying to do what I love again. COVID-19 did not affect my preparation. I trained mostly by myself anyway, so I knew what I had to do and what I had to focus on. So I'm going in as prepared as I can and looking forward to the series in January. Right now I'm having fun with it. There's still things I want to tick off, and yes, I've done the 3 major ones, but it's how many more can I do? How am I going to get that process going? How much more can I improve? So at the moment I'm focused on that and see what's happening and what's to come.
Well, Harriet Brown throughout the challenge at Bondi, they split the honours there, but the wild card, Josh, is Georgia Miller here.
Yeah, that's her number 2 right there, talking to Courtney Hancock. She is back. She had to miss rounds 1 and 2 thanks to pericarditis there, and she had COVID, maybe pushed it a little bit too hard, but she's back, fired up and ready to go. So we say goodbye to Bella Williams after she had a huge start to the summer. This is how the girls will line up. Of course, the yellow is last year's champion, Lana Rogers. The girls in green qualified through last year's series. Derbyshire in red is our next-gen athlete, and all the girls in pink had to come through the trial. And of course, Corin and Ali Bull are in the orange, and they're our wild cards. And Ali Bull's sitting 5th overall on the point score, so she is certainly putting her money where her mouth is. She has been a wild card, that's for sure, the 2-time Olympic kayaker. The girls, 20 on the line. We're going to say goodbye to 6 of them in race number 1. The order is swim, board, ski. 3 races today. The bottom 6 will drop out in races 1 and 2, Bill. It's not about who wins. It's just about getting one of those 14 spots, and it's going to make things very interesting. And already we see a couple of the girls shooting across to that right-hand side or the left-hand side as you look at it now. That means there's a little bit of a rip out there. When we were walking the beach earlier today, I noticed that the bank was a little bit shallower on the right-hand side of the screen, but the water was definitely running out a little bit more on that left-hand side. So the girls, as they start to make their way out now, expect them to really push to the front, and there's plenty of work cut out for the girls on the right-hand side. I think it's Derbyshire there in the red doing her best to get into the thick of it, but watch for Georgia Miller. She's a former Australian junior swim team member, went to the Junior World Championships as part of the 4x1 freestyle relay with a couple of names. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Kate Campbell, Bronte Campbell. She's in pretty good company there, and expect her to go to the front early on, along with Naomi Scott, Lana Rogers as well. So the top the bottom 6, we'll say goodbye to them, and it's difficult. You want to do enough to get through and not put yourself under pressure, but not spend too much energy, because it's not about how many races you win early, it's all about that final one.
Well, there's still enough surf there to create variables, and in that sense, Josh, you need to impose yourself on a race. If you do try and strategise it too much, you can be caught out pretty easily.
Spot on, Bill. We've seen in the past, especially on the men's side of things, not so much in the girls, the athletes that have gone to the front early, dictated terms, really started to put everybody else under pressure in the early races, have been the ones who've tended to win, and it hasn't been the guys holding back. It's been the ones who've just gone flat stick from the start and said, catch me if you can, as we make our way through the turn for the first time in the swim. And the big one there in yellow, Lana Rogers, a long way down. She was on that right-hand side of the field, and Georgia Miller in front. She's our leader, so picking up where she left off before her break, and I don't think that illness has hurt her one little bit at all. But Lana Rogers didn't run to the other side. She decided to go straight out, and it looks like that's a massive mistake. So the girls will take notice, and when it comes to races 2 and 3, I think we'll see more and more of them start to cut to that side. So Miller in 1 doing a fantastic job to lead and starts the turn for home. Not much on offer in the swim, that's for sure. They'll have to swim most of the way back to the beach. It's going to be very difficult. The young lady in red, well, she's not young, the oldest in the field, Courtney Hancock in pink there alongside her. So the most experienced in the field, her 16th season. Then Taylor Halliday just in 3rd place as well. And Rogers is not making a move. She's at the very bottom of the screen in 4th last place at the moment. So she is sitting bang in the red zone. And while it's okay now, if you hang around too much there, you'll get stuck there, and before you know it, your race will be over. And a day like today can really turn up that overall point score. Look for the likes of Harriet Brown, Hannah Scully, Lizzie Wellborn and Danny McKenzie to really push themselves to the front early on and dictate terms, as Georgia Miller looks fantastic there. As a little wave comes, we'll get 1 or 2 on this one, and a couple go down the front and push through. Miller in the centre there, Courtney Hancock as well. There's a wave out the back, so a couple will pick this one up, and Lana Rogers won't. So already drama for our series leader, and Courtney Hancock saying she has the best surf skills in the world isn't an understatement. She is unbelievable. She's won 5 surf races at the Australian Championships, every Ironwoman title you could ask for. She has been fantastic, but it's Taylor Halliday who's jumped to the 18-year-old. So that's a very good start for both these girls. Halliday, she loves this format. She's had a couple of goes at it in the past. She's only young at Alexandra Headland there under Jack Hansen, and didn't have her coach down in Sydney for the first couple of rounds, and she's showing a clean set of heels at the moment. And Candice, you're on the beach. What are you seeing?
Courtney's just about to pick up her board, but what I've noticed is, yes, that a lot of the competitors use the rip going out, but it's so important that they don't get stuck in that rip coming in, and a few of those competitors are now stuck in that rip. So there's a huge gap between the 2 girls that have entered the water to the other girls that are still exiting the water.
And Candice, where is Lana Rogers? Because we haven't seen her come up and up through the chute yet.
Yeah, Lana is just about to run up. She's just about to go through that finish arch, so she is still positioned in a very comfortable spot.
Just sitting on the edge of that red zone in 12th at the moment as she goes through. So as they run through, Halliday, Hancock, Miller, Scully, Cooper, that's your top 5. The girls in the red zone, that's the important part. Lily Finardi, Brittany Pearce, Lily O'Sullivan, Lucy Derbyshire, Lizzie Wellborn, and Olivia Corrin is in 14th place at the moment. So while she's in the top 12 at the moment, Lana Rogers, I think she'd be far from comfortable right now. That is not where you want to be if you are trying to keep your series chances alive, and she certainly looks under pressure. That is her just at the bottom of the screen working her way out there. So very tough for these girls, and you can see it's already starting to string out, and a great point by Candice. You don't want to swim back into that rip.
This field is far more strung out than we saw even at Bondi, where there was a lot of chop, a lot of waves, a lot to deal with. But funnily enough, the conditions are a little more benign, but they're tricky in a different way.
We'll take a look at that red zone on the screen there. Gemma Smith in 20th, so she'll have a big ski leg coming up. So will Brittany Pearce and Lucy Derbyshire. But Lizzie Wellborn, she hasn't been well in the last couple of weeks. I think she's had a little bit of COVID there and isolated, got out of that. So she's missed a week of training basically, and it's going to be tough for her. This is the chase pack. Harriet Brown, Tiani Massey side by side. Massey didn't have the weekend she wanted down at North Bondi, but expect big things from her here. Hannah Scully's there, Brielle Cooper's there, Maddie Spencer goes around. The orange is Ali Bull, the Olympian. Danielle McKenzie works her way through as well, and that's Rogers just creeping into the screen on the right-hand side. She started to work her way through the field, so cometh the moment, cometh the man, and Lana Rogers is getting herself out of trouble, that's for sure, but they're all chasing Courtney Hancock, Taylor Halliday, and Georgia Miller, and a big performance. The oldest in the field and the youngest in the field, Hancock and Halliday, but it's not about who's on the front, it's who's at the back, and this is the red zone there. The red togs of Lucy Derbyshire, the yellow board of Lizzie Wellborn, and she didn't have the round two she wanted either, got knocked out very early on, so maybe Lizzie Wellborn just battling a little bit, but if anyone's going to make a move, it's her.
Top 14 to go through, top 14. Nothing quite breaking yet as they get closer to the beach.
A little push there. Miller goes down it. So does Halliday. Courtney Hancock won't make a mistake. So 1, 2, 3. It looks like Harriet Brown on the next one will get it. So that's 4. And I don't know, but I think most of the field might pick up this next one. It's going to be very, very tough. Naomi Scott will miss it. Lily O'Sullivan's off the back as well. Derbyshire gets herself into it. So does Danny McKenzie. There's 3 on the beach, 1 on her own. That's Harriet Brown. And it looks like there's 5 out the back. So as they come up and through this red zone here, it's going to be very, very tight. Candice, it is on for all money.
It is. Like I said earlier, we're going to experience some really short, sharp racing today. And as all the girls get up, they're jostling for those positions. I will say Courtney Hancock is looking absolutely in the form of her life. She is composed. She's just about to jump on the ski, and I can tell you with her experience there, she will make no mistakes.
Hancock controlling the race at the moment, but that's the key here, that bunch you just saw going through, that's the elimination zone.
One of them will miss out. These girls are in the red zone. That's Lily O'Sullivan going around there, Naomi Scott, Britt Pearce, and Gemma Smith as well. So as they start to make their way out, they're met by a few waves, and Georgia Miller, she's on the orange ski in the centre there, starts to go across, they get hit again, up and over, and we'll take a look. Corin Sullivan, Scott Pearce, and Fanati. Don't worry about Hancock, she's doing just fine on the pink in front. So our 3 leaders are away. Harriet Brown on the far side in the yellow getting through as well, and it's on for all money.
They're out through the break now, Josh. We can see those 3. Courtney's now back in second, but at what stage do those 3 athletes start to think about conserving themselves for the next round?
I think these 3 are, 2 of the 3 very experienced. Georgia Miller's been there, done that, won the IronWoman series. So's Courtney Hancock. Taylor Halliday, a little younger, got a little bit more to learn, but I think they'll get around that final can and they'll make their way for home. We'll find out who gets through.
And we'll come back and do that after this break at Kurrawa Beach, round 3 of the IronWoman series. Closing stages of the first race of the survival round of the Nutri-Grain IronWoman series. Josh, not just a great battle for the win, but behind them, it's intense.
That's where it's at, the red zone. We're taking 14 through, and welcome back Georgia Miller after missing the opening 2 rounds. She'll win race 1, but it doesn't matter at all. It's all about survival, so there's waves out the back. Miller will smile, she's feeling good. She just taps the heart there, so that was the issue. It's out the back that it's really happening. Olivia Corrin pushes down it. She's in the bright orange there, the wild card, so we're looking for 14. We've got 1, 2 on the beach, 3, 4 there, 5, 6, 7, 8 on that next wave. This wave behind is where it's all going to happen. This is going to be a sprint up the beach. We're chasing 14, so 1 will miss out. It's going to be a sprint for the line. 1 of these girls will miss out. We'll take a look. Danny McKenzie's through, Taylor Halliday's through, so is Emma Woods. Here's the sprint now. Corin in the orange. She looks like she's got work to do. Lizzie Wellborn on the far right-hand side. She's not going to get around. Brielle Cooper gets across as they charge through there. Maybe Lizzie Wellborn. I think Lizzie Wellborn's going to miss out there. She was just inside the top 14 going in, but she's outside the top 14 there. So we say goodbye to the girl who finished 3rd overall last year. Britt Pearce goes home as well. So does Naomi Scott and Lily O'Sullivan, Gemma Smith and Lily Fanati. But what about that boil-over? Lizzie Wellborn, she goes home, and for the 2nd straight round, she misses out.
Candice Falzon.
Yeah, boys, I'm down here with Lizzie. Lizzie, how are you feeling?
Oh, buggered. The Eliminator's a really tough race, but I think I just got through. What did I miss out?
You just missed out, unfortunately.
No, that's just the sport. That's what's so hard about the Eliminator format, and you've got to go out hard, and the other girls are on fire, so it'll be good to watch them go around.
You've got another 3 days of racing. How do you prepare for tomorrow?
Go back, recover, eat well, do all the little things right, and then pick up if you're feeling disappointed about today and just put it behind you and put your foot on the line tomorrow.
You're an absolute champion. All the best for the next 3 days.
Thank you.
Well, that is the plus side, isn't it? She has a little bit more time to prepare for the intensity of this weekend of the Nutri-Grain Iron Series. We'll be back with race 2 after this. Well, it's a fine line between survival and waiting for another day, which in fact is tomorrow, so it's not too far away. Josh Minogue, it does give a great example, though, in that previous race with Lizzie Wellborn. You've got to have that position coming back to transition.
Yeah, she was on the same wave as the girls who got through, but just too far down the beach. Georgia Miller, what a return to racing, and Courtney Hancock looked the best we've seen her in a long time. Lana Rogers flirted with danger, but managed to get across in 5th, like all champions do, and it's over the page that we are really interested in here. The girls in red, Wellborn, Pearce, Scott, O'Sullivan, Finardi, and Gemma Smith. Well, the 2 Newport girls, they're not having the summer that they were expecting, that is for sure, and I think battling a little bit of illness as well. So we say goodbye to 6, race number 2 on the line now, and that's our defending champ right there, Lana Rogers. The girls are set to go again, off and away. And we'll drop the bottom 6 one more time. The order is board, ski, swim this time. They'll run down. Nobody's missed the boards and they'll all go straight in, unlike the swim. That left-hand side, that's the one. The water's really running out there, but we saw if you end up in that rip again on the way home, it can really have a detrimental effect on how effective you are. Danny McKenzie doing a great job in the centre there. She's on the pink board with the white top. On this edge, Georgia Miller goes up and over one as well, and Lana Rogers on the far side starts to go to work, and in the centre of our screen, Maddie Spencer from the Newport Club doing the job there. She's a very, very good board paddler. Former world champion over long distances, does the 52 kilometre between the Hawaiian Islands, the Molokai Challenge. She's very good at that, as does Harriet Brown and Lizzie Wellborn. So some of the best in the business on the boards here, and it's Spencer in 1, McKenzie in 2, Harriet Brown, Lucy Derbyshire and Georgia Miller in 3, 4 and 5 there, and that's where you want to be. We'll say goodbye to 6, and that will leave us 8 in the final race. There was just a 5-minute gap between these races. Some of the girls, they got in the water, they had a swim, had something to drink and eat. Some of the girls just stood there, got themselves together, collected their thoughts and set themselves to go again. It is short, sharp racing, roughly 15 minutes kind of thing for every race, and these girls have to be on song from the get-go. Olivia Corrin, she is on the tail there. She's the wild card in the orange. She's got a lot of work to do, as does Brielle Cooper in second last place. So these girls, some of the, well, more highly touted. Brielle Cooper sitting high and sitting pretty. She has a long way to go if she's going to catch up.
And what we're not sure of at this stage, until we see the very end of the racing, is, and Lana Rogers was in this group, those who had to battle to get through in that first round, how much was spent in getting there?
That's exactly right. We spoke about that beforehand. If you get on the front, you get comfortable, first choice at the waves, that's what it's all about. You just have a more relaxed day if that's possible in survival. And some of these leaders, they've done it deliberately. They go out hard as a little run starts to come through. I don't know how many will pick up, but these are the important moments. Danielle McKenzie there pushing down this one, and Ali Bull comes down. So the Olympic kayaker has had the board paddle of her life. She's only been realistically doing this IronWoman work since she got back from the Tokyo Games, so a couple of months, and she is leading, sitting 5th overall, and out the back, Lana Rogers, as you so well eloquently pointed out there, she is under pressure, Bill, because she is at the back of this field as Harriet Brown and Danielle McKenzie go down one, and she isn't looking good today, that's for sure. I don't know what's up, but she's not looking fantastic. She's been at the back of a few races at the moment, but one girl who is looking fantastic, Candice, is Ali Bull as she goes up and around through transition.
Ali Bull looks absolutely fantastic, and going into the next leg, which is a ski, I believe she's only going to extend this lead even more. So she's looking fantastic at the moment. I think if she can get out past the break before everyone else, she may even be able to put her foot off the pedal a little bit and conserve a bit of energy.
I think with the swim leg last, though, she's going to want to get a really big lead on these guys and make sure she doesn't come under pressure. So this is the jump here. That's 9th place going through right now. Emma Woods, Lana Rogers in 10th as well there. Tiani Massey's got work to do. Courtney Hancock, Olivia Corrin and Lucy Derbyshire. So isn't it interesting? In race 1, Hancock looked like she had no dramas at all, was sitting on the front, sitting pretty. Now she is stuck right in that red zone and is really feeling the pinch as they head out on the ski. Have a look at the technique from Ali Bull. That's what it looks like when a world-class paddler sits on the front and goes to work. High hands there, good rotation through the body. She is one of the best in the business. Been in Olympic finals in the K2 with her teammate Elise Wood, who's actually pregnant at the moment. So Elise is having a bit of a year off. Ali's come here and decided she wants to do the Ironwoman thing again. She's a former race winner in this format at Noosa in the past, so she loves it, and she's showing why. As a couple of our back markers are met by a few waves that weren't there. Lana Rogers has been hit once. It looks like she's going to be hit again. So she's been smacked there, and this gap just keeps opening up. The girls in 3, 4 and 5 are going away. Lana Rogers has been hit, and the back markers there are in all sorts. One's off, one's lost their ski to the beach. I don't know who that is, but one of them's lost it all the way to the beach, and you might as well write your weekend off there because that is all over Red Rover for her. I don't know who that is. We'll have to try and get a shot, but while our leaders are out and cruising, the back markers, well, they've been absolutely smacked, and that just came absolutely out of nowhere. Brielle Cooper snuck through, no worries at all. So she's worked her way through from the back all the way up into about 6th place going around these cans at the moment. Yes, in 6th place, no worries at all. And it might have been Hannah Scully who copped it there, and very, very tough because it looks flat. No, it's Maddie Spencer. Maddie Spencer, our early leader, has been absolutely smashed, and she knows she's not going to bother going around in the last leg. So we've said goodbye to one already, and surf racing can be oh so cruel.
Only the top 8 go through, and we're seeing that lead group of 6 there just rounding the can. So the big battle is a little bit further behind them, and as you say, Josh, some of those have been hit by those breaking waves, including our series leader or joint leader with Harriet Brown, Lana Rogers.
That's it. That's 7 and 8 there. So Rogers is in 8, and you can see the chase pack behind there. There's some very, very good ski paddlers in that one as well. Derbyshire, Tiani Massey, Courtney Hancock as well, and these girls, no dramas. This is 5 and 6. Taylor Halliday in the green, Brielle Cooper in the pink there. They're just working those runners on the way home, those little waves, no issue at all. And the big test will now come for Ali Bull as she hits the sand. Her swim leg is definitely her weakest leg. She's a good board paddler, a fantastic ski paddler, and a weak swimmer, and I don't think she'll mind us saying that, as this is the red zone. Hannah Scully in 7, Lana Rogers in 8, and behind them they are being chased by, well, a very hungry group. That's Olivia Corrin there in the orange, Lucy Derbyshire making her way, Courtney Hancock as well, Tiani Massey, and some very good swimmers in that one. These girls won't be hanging around, and it's comfortable on the front, but it's very stressful at the back.
Candice, it'll be interesting to see how these athletes look as they come into this danger zone. We're trying to sort out the top 8 there. Lana Rogers we're seeing at the moment.
Yeah, the biggest mover in the ski leg has been Lana Rogers. She went in about 4th last, and now she's in a very comfortable position going into her favourite leg, the swim leg. So she's looking really good. But Courtney Hancock, who we saw do so well in the first race, will be fighting it out for a position come the final.
I don't think Lana will be too worried about being caught in the swim. She's probably she is one of the best swimmers in the field, and she'll just be worried about getting enough of a buffer so waves can't come into it, and it'll be running through her head. She'll have confidence in herself as she goes around in 7th place at the moment, and Scully just behind her in 8th, but it's all on for young and old after that. They're in the red zone.
Well, Harriet Brown in a great position at the moment, but her rival in the series, the joint leader, is down in 7th. Is she under threat? We'll find out after the break. Only the top 8 will go through. Reaching a climax now in the final leg of the second race of the Nutri-Grain IronWoman survival round. series joint leader, Lana Rogers, is back in the danger zone. It is the swim leg. They're well spread out, Josh Minogue, but it will come down to whether they can get a wave as they turn those cans.
Yeah, that one wave split the field, and Lana Rogers in 7th. We saw Taylor Halliday and Brielle Cooper go round, but in the background there, that is the race for 8th place. Hannah Scully is holding on. She is just holding on there in 8th, but they're chasing her. The likes of Courtney Hancock, Emma Woods, this is it here. That's Scully going around there. Now Courtney Hancock, she's in 9th in the red zone. Lucy Derbyshire there as well. Olivia Corrin, Emma Woods, and Tiani Massey. Maddie Spencer already gone, didn't survive the ski leg. It doesn't look like it, but there's a little bit of punch in these waves when they come through. So that's the chase pack there. They're all chasing Hannah Scully. One of these girls will get through. Lana Rogers just has to pray there in the background that no waves come through. If it's a swim to the beach, she'll be fine. But Hannah Scully is under threat, sitting 3rd overall in the series at the moment. She's had back-to-back 3rd place finishes in rounds 1 and 2. There's a little lump there, and here comes Courtney Hancock. We almost rode her out after that second leg because we thought it was too much ground to make up, but she's going to go up and alongside Hannah Scully there. Derbyshire's in it as well. Don't count her out. That's Olivia Corrin in the orange as well. Tiani Massey there in the background, and Woods, she's just turning that final can, and if there's a set, she's still in it as well. So our leaders are on the beach. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. No issue at all. We're looking for a top 8. Harriet Brown stands up. She will get herself through. So does Georgia Miller. So does Ali Bull. These girls, they will relax. They'll get a little bit of extra rest. Out the back, there's a wave on for 1 or 2, but I don't think it'll affect the back markers. But there's plenty of action there. We are chasing the top 8 spots. Race 2 of survival. Harriet Brown, she gets the win there, but it doesn't matter. Ali Bull's through as well. So's Danielle McKenzie. Here we go. The race is on there. We've got 4 across the line. 5 and 6 on the beach. 1 will come down. Courtney Hancock, that's your 7 and 8, I think. So as long as these 2 girls don't fall off the back of that, because there's a wave behind, it'll be Courtney Hancock and Lana Rogers who go through. Derbyshire's got it there for 9th place. These 2 are going to have to surf it all the way to the beach, and poor old Hannah Scully, she is in trouble as well after going around. So we've got 6 across the line. It'll be Lana Rogers and Courtney Hancock who survive, and somehow the Queen of the Surf pulls it out of the fire. We thought she was gone, but Courtney Hancock will survive. She will get 8th place there, and we will say goodbye to 3rd overall on the point score, Hannah Scully. That's Corrin that goes across, and Derbyshire as well. Drama aplenty. That was crazy.
Well, Courtney went from 1st to 8th. How much harder was it for them at the back? Here's Candice Warner.
Courtney, what a swim leg.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was really disappointed with that. Ball start I had then, but you got to just let it go. You really just got to let it go straight away. So happy to be in. Got a little bit less rest than everyone else. That's all right. We like a challenge.
You're the Queen of Kurrawa. You've done so much here. It's so great to see you in the final. All the best.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
There you go. Strategy there, but we've still got another race to decide who actually wins survival round in the Nutri-Grain IronWoman series. We'll be back. Set now, the top 8 racing for the win. This is it, and what will be fascinating, we've seen a few of these athletes cross the finish line, and one was Harriet Brown. Looked like she wouldn't blow out a candle, Josh.
Did it very, very easy. Have a look at these top 8 girls. Former champion in Harriet Brown, 2-time Olympian in Ali Bull, world champion Danny McKenzie, former champions in Miller and Cooper, a young gun in Halliday, the defending champion in Lana Rogers, and the Queen of Surf Sports, Courtney Hancock. You could not have a better top 8. We've said goodbye to Corrin. Derbyshire there as well. Over the page, this is everybody we've eliminated so far. 12 down, 8 left, and we forget about the red zone now, Bill. It's all about first across the line. You want to win this one. Race 3 of survival. There is nothing tougher in the sport. You've now been going for, well, roughly half an hour worth of full stick racing, and you have to find another gear. Again, Harriet Brown just gets a little sip of water from Coach Naomi Flood, somebody who knows a lot about this, a former series champion in herself. The order is ski, board, swim. Ski, board, swim. So that'll suit the likes of Brown, the likes of Georgia Miller, the likes of Lana Rogers, having that swim last. And realistically, it'll hurt the likes of Danny McKenzie closest to the screen. She's going to need to get a big lead to stop these girls from catching her. Brielle Cooper, she's a wild card as well. She's former series champion, the youngest girl to ever win the IronWoman series at just 17 years of age. And that was, what, 4 years ago now. So don't count her out. She had a tough season last year, made the change to the Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park Club under coach Michael King, and watch the big things. She'll be fit, fast and firing. Race 3 of survival off and away. Ski, board, swim is the order. They'll throw the ski in. It's all about getting on clean and getting into the break. Lana Rogers, she is in first, away and firing. So she didn't look good in races 1 and 2, but she has gone off like a firecracker in race number 1. That's her in the centre. On the right-hand side, Danielle McKenzie's got off as well. She's the world downwind ski champion. And on the far left, Georgia Miller has got off very quickly as well. And interestingly, last off the beach is Ali Bull. She's the world kayaker, the Olympic kayaker there, and you'd expect her to have the best ski leg here, and she has got off the slowest. So maybe that race hurt her in the last one, as a couple of the girls got cleaned up. Danny McKenzie closest to us, Lana Rogers, Georgia Miller. Watch for these 3 on the ski, and they have already opened up a slight gap on the likes of Courtney Hancock, Brielle Cooper and Ali Bull there. So it's on for more money. They are going hard off the start, and they want to win this one and kick this weekend off in very good fashion. McKenzie goes to the front, Rogers in 2, Miller in 3, Harriet Brown in 4. Ali Bull has worked her way into 5. Then it's Courtney Hancock. Brielle Cooper is there as well. And Taylor Halliday, the youngest in the field, ski is her weakest leg. If she can just hang on to the back, pray to get a wave, use her swim leg late in the race, I think that's her best chance of doing very well. She'll be looking for a podium. That would be a great result for her. And have a look at the world downwind ski champion, Danielle McKenzie. She turns the Kiwi, heads for home. Lana Rogers right on her hip.
It's lumpy out the back, as you can see, which is tricky, but those back markers who caught the lip of one of those waves, there was 3 of them, nearly, but they negotiated it very well. That could have been disastrous, but they negotiated it very well.
Spot on. They got a bit of air underneath their ski, that is for sure, and you can see a couple of little lumps start to come through. McKenzie looks over her shoulder. That's Rogers in the yellow there. Harriet Brown on the far right-hand side, and Georgia Miller looks very determined. Courtney Hancock in the pink in the background. Taylor Halliday as well, and Brielle Cooper needs to go in last place. She's got to get this, otherwise it's race over. She's going to have to try and push down this one, but it just fills up on our back markers. I thought for a second there they were going to get it, but it filled up, and our leaders, they'll push down one. There's Ali Bull in the orange. She looks like she's enjoying herself as she grits the teeth. Danny McKenzie looks comfortable on the front. She'll be happy with the way she started. Oh, Halliday and Cooper have missed it. Halliday and Cooper have missed it. Hancock on the right-hand side has to go. You don't want to miss this wave. You don't want to miss this one. It's okay as long as you're on the first 2, but you don't want to be on the third, as Lana Rogers and Danielle McKenzie head their way into the beach. And Candice, I thought Lana Rogers was done for all money. She looked horrible in race 1. She looked terrible in race 2, and she has come out of this one and gone off like a firecracker in the opening leg of race 3.
She did, but I think maybe tactically she was saving something for this last race, and the way she just paddled down that wave was like a woman possessed. She is racing ruthlessly in the best possible way. Now going into the swim leg, I think she's really going to stamp her authority on this race.
The girls,
her and Danny McKenzie way out in front at the moment, and I don't think even given it was the ski leg, we'd see this much separation.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's really opened up. Big move there from Harriet Brown. Big transition from Ali Bull as well. Sorry, it's ski, swim, board. So I thought it was swim last leg. This will change things up for sure. Lana Rogers, she's going to go to work, try and break away from Danielle McKenzie. That is for sure. You can see, you can almost throw a blanket over the rest of the field there as they start to close up. And they get into that weird depth water there. It's too deep to run. It's too shallow to swim. It's very difficult. They duck dive their way through.
And there's a pretty decent set coming in too, Josh.
Yeah, that'll make things even more difficult. You can see our leaders diving underneath it there, and it's breaking on such a shallow bank that it creates that aerated water, the white water for them there, and it's difficult to swim in. Lana Rogers goes deep underneath that. So does Danny McKenzie, but I think our back 6 are closing the gap on our top 2 at the moment, and Danny McKenzie just trying to hold on to Lana Lana Rogers as she goes to work at the moment. She's in the clean green and going away for it, but it's very, very difficult. Here comes Courtney Hancock. She's worked her way into third alongside Georgia Miller. So it's Hancock in the pink, Miller in the green in 3 and 4 there, really trying to catch our leader at the moment because they know if you give Lana Rogers an inch, she will take a mile. She got second in the opening round. She won round 2, and I think she was just hitting her straps at North Bondi when we got cancelled there. So more of the same at the moment, but a lot of work to do. And, well, Ali Bull starting to drift out of this one with Taylor Halliday and Brielle Cooper, but they're close enough if they're good enough, and we're starting to see a few more waves starting to come through, Bill.
Well, that was arguably the busiest set we've seen in this entire morning or afternoon's racing, and the tough part was it was during the swim trying to get out. And look, these are very experienced swimmers. They know how to get under a wave very well, but it only takes a slight bit of miscalculation or lapse in concentration. It can cost you a lot of time.
Yeah, spot on. You don't get deep enough underneath it, and it knocks you around, or you come up a little bit early and you're in that white water there. Lana Rogers didn't make any mistakes, but Danny McKenzie's holding on. This has been an incredible swim from her because it's not her strength. If she can go into this final leg alongside Lana Rogers, it is race on. But what has actually happened, Courtney Hancock is swimming up onto these two at the moment. No problems at all. Georgia Miller is there as well, pushing the pace. So's Harriet Brown. Taylor Halliday is just trying to tack onto the back, and Brielle Cooper, she is about to come around that final can. So all 8 girls are close enough, if good enough. And well, Lana Rogers is not going away like I thought she would. Danny McKenzie, she's one of the toughest racers you'll see in surf sports. She grits the teeth, hangs on, and it mightn't be her best leg, but you will not let her go. That is for sure. Have a look at this as they start to close up on the leaders there. Rogers in 1, McKenzie in 2, Hancock in 3, Brown and Miller in 4, Taylor Halliday in 5, Ali Bull and Brielle Cooper out the back as Ali Bull does some backstroke and prays for a wave. Oh, Rogers tries to get down that one, but just can't, and there's nothing on the horizon. Ali Bull needs one. She needs a wave right now. So does Brielle Cooper. Taylor Halliday swum her way back into it, so a huge leg from the young gun there, and she's in this race up to her eyeballs. We've done the ski. The swim's about to finish. Just the board leg left to go, and it is really closing up.
You can see Lana take a look around there. She's thinking, hang on, where were all those waves that we caught when we were going out?
They've swum back into the rip as well. That's happened. They've sort of cut back a little bit, and that water's starting to rush out, and that's why we're seeing Lana Rogers really struggle to get to the beach. They've all gone to the same spot, so that doesn't matter, but there's a wave on, a little bit of white water. Halliday will push over the top on the right-hand side. A couple more will go down at the end. It fills up for the girls, and, well, those girls who went to the left, they thought they'd find a wave. It hasn't worked out for them, and on the far right, Harriet Brown and I think Danielle McKenzie will stand up in 1 and 2. So the 2 Northcliffe girls tactically have played that one perfectly. Candice, it's Northcliffe in 1 and 2, Danielle McKenzie and Harriet Brown.
Yeah, that's right, and both training partners. They actually are the only female squad in the country, so they know each other back to front. Naomi Flood's down there absolutely screaming at them, so it's going to be a very close finish here.
Very tight for these two as well. I couldn't pick between these two on who's the better board paddler. Both former world champions. Lana Rogers chasing hard in 3rd, Hancock in 4th, Taylor Halliday, Miller's there as well. Ali Bull comes round and Brielle Cooper in 8th place. They'll need a miracle from here, but the girls are on the board and away, and don't count Lana Rogers out, especially if there's a couple of waves coming through. It's Danny McKenzie on the left, Harriet Brown on the yellow board on the right. Rogers splits them, but maybe 2 board lengths behind with plenty of work left to do there. Courtney Hancock, Taylor Halliday in 4 and 5. Georgia Miller's just coming into shot as well. Oh, Danny McKenzie will have to roll, so this could be the critical moment. Danny McKenzie had to roll. Harriet Brown snuck through that one. This could be the moment that this round is decided. Harriet Brown, she's just got that skillful, leant back, got the nose up and over. Danny McKenzie decided to go underneath, did the Eskimo roll there, and you can see the gap, and Harriet Brown, she risked it. She risked everything, and it's paid off for her.
An extraordinary bit of surfcraft there, and a lot more still to come though. Very lumpy out wide, as you can see still. Lots of little runners in there that could make a difference, and if we get a decent set coming back, anyone's in it.
Spot on. This race is still on, that's for sure. Harriet Brown, well, she won race 1. She was very, very good in the opening round. She got second in race 2, and she's hit a purple patch of form. That is for sure. She's had a couple of years with injury. She had to sit out the last 2 rounds last year with an ankle injury, and she has come back bigger and better than ever. And on the lead, she turns for home almost for the final time today, but not for this weekend. And look at that gap, it is just opening up. Danny McKenzie, Lana Rogers in 2 and 3 there. They're trying to stay on the podium, and the rest of the pack's closed up, to be honest. And Harriet Brown looks over at the shoulder there, and she is gone like a scalded cat for home. She can see there's a couple of little lumps behind her. She'll be looking for a runner. She's very, very fit as well, so don't expect her to fade, but I think it's up to Mother Nature now. It is her race to lose. You can see McKenzie in second place, the rating's so high. She knows it's now or never. This is on. Have a look there, Lana Rogers working up alongside her. She'll try and work past her, and this is really the fight for the overall series at the moment there. Harriet Brown, Lana Rogers, Danielle McKenzie, these are our big hitters, and they know every place counts, every race counts here if you're going to be crowned the overall Nutri-Grain IronWoman Series champion. Harriet Brown has an opportunity. She pushes, there's almost nothing there. She turns it into something, looks over her shoulders, doesn't even smile. She knows she's got 3 more days worth of racing to go. And Danielle McKenzie tries to find one as well, but she doesn't. Harriet Brown won race 1, second in race 2. She did it the hard way, and then high fives and smiles all around with Coach Naomi Flood there. What a performance from this girl, unbelievable.
She is the series leader now. She, of course, traded places with Lana Rogers. They each were first and second in those 2 rounds in Bondi. The battle for second is going to be fascinating. McKenzie and Rogers on the same wave. Well done, though, Harriet Brown.
She is our round 3 champion. She is the ultimate survivor. Crosses the line there. Maximum points. Here's the race for second. Lana Rogers just gets the jump there. Ducks inside Danielle McKenzie. So the battle continues. It went Brown, Rogers, Brown, and Lana Rogers hangs in for second. Danielle McKenzie, no shame at all there with a 3rd place. Courtney Hancock will come around. Another strong performance from her. She continues to get better with age, like a fine wine there. Courtney Hancock in 4th place. Georgia Miller, welcome back. There's no shame in a 5th there in this quality of field. Very, very strong from her. She crosses the line. Taylor Halliday in 6th. Brielle Cooper in 7th, and that will leave Ali Bull in 8th place. What a survival that was.
It sure was. And look, Lana Rogers' face and body position says it all, and that is our winner, Harriet Brown. We'll be back to wrap it up after this, and don't forget the Nutri-Grain Iron Men still to come. Well, for the Nutri-Grain IronWoman, the first of 4 consecutive rounds is over. Survival has been won, and here's Candice Warner with the winner.
I'm down here with the round 3 winner, Harriet Brown. Harriet, what a race.
Thanks, Candice. I am so happy with that. I don't know if I was really expecting it, and I came out of the swim and I looked around and I was kind of up the front and I was like, all right, I've just got to go in the board.
In a format like this, do tactics play a big part?
Oh, certainly. In an eliminator, you don't want to go too hard in the first 2 because then you've got nothing left at the end. But you can't hold back too much because we all know in surf, some of the back markers can come through. So it's kind of like going hard at the start, looking around, being smart, and then trying to conserve energy if you can.
You're now the series leader by 1 point. What does this series mean to you?
I haven't been the series leader for quite a while, so it's a nice feeling. There's still 3 rounds to go. We're only halfway, so there's a lot to go, but I'll take it for the moment that I can have it. Yeah, the series means so much. I've been in the series 12 years now, so quite a long time. And when I first started running around with you, I think I was coming last most of the time early on. So I've just worked hard and gradually made my way up, and it's so great to see so many aspiring athletes training so hard to win the series, or I guess this is just the pinnacle of our sport that everyone wants to get.
Well, you're a crowd favourite and you inspire so many little nippers out there. So congratulations on today's win, and we can't wait to see you race over the next 3 days.
Thank you so much, and thanks for everyone watching at home and for cheering for us all.
Well done, Harriet Brown. Thank you, Candice Warner. Time for the Nutri-Grain Unstoppable moment. Josh, there were a few.
Oh, there was plenty in that one, but there was one key moment where this race was won. Brown sneaks through and Danielle McKenzie is forced to roll. The correct decision for both girls, but sometimes it can just be so cruel, and you can see on Danielle McKenzie's face, she knew in that moment that there was a gap there that would open up, and Harriet Brown just continued on and then, well, crossed the line as the champion there. What a performance from Harriet Brown there, Lana Rogers, and it's a ding-dong battle. Brown has won round 1 and 3. Rogers got round 2, and only 1 point separates them overall. McKenzie stands on the podium for another time. She's becoming ever the bridesmaid. No round win yet, but a lot of podiums for her. Courtney Hancock, that's her best result in over 2 seasons. So good things, and we welcome back Georgia Miller in 5th place. The rest of these girls will be very, very happy with their performance, but further down the page, a lot of work to do for some of these girls. And the young guns at the bottom, Lily O'Sullivan, Lily Finardi, still only junior competitors there, so watch for them. As we take a look at the overall picture there, the same, Brown, Rogers and McKenzie. Today's podium, the top 3, there's a gap there though between Rogers and McKenzie. Scully, Hancock, Brielle Cooper, Ali Bull stays in the top 10, and Lizzie Wellborn still manages to be in the top 10 despite not the result she was looking for today.
3 more rounds to come though for the women, and who knows, as the conditions become more dire, that's what's expected. Some pretty big swell expected over the next few days. When that exactly comes, we're not sure. It won't come for the men, so good luck for them. They'll have better conditions today, but still there's enough out there to create a lot of variation, as we've just seen. And when we come back after this break, as we see them warming up, we'll have the first of our rounds for the men's Nutri-Grain survival round. Stay with us.